Okay, good morning everyone. Now we are gonna continue still on the next lesson, but I will continue the discussion. Yeah, so still chapter 5, lesson 8, and the material, the lesson topic is about definite integrals applied to area and other problems. You can open your book. Now page 234. So on the previous lesson, we have learned about how to apply a definite integral to find the area below the graph, and when the application is integrated in physics. Yeah. For example, I give you example about velocity function with a certain time. And when you want to find the distance, it means that you need to find the area below the graph of VT at a particular time from 0 until C. Yeah. Now for today, I'm gonna put aside the integration with the physics application, and I want to focus on the mathematical application, yeah, which is finding the area below the graph. So one thing you need to keep in your mind first, that if your graph is below the y-axis, wait, that's not nice, let me prepare. If your graph is below the y-axis, the x-axis I mean, let's say it's like this, and we want to find the area, this is your x, and we want to find this area, yeah. So basically it's not area below the graph, right? But it's area above the graph. Why? Because the boundary, because actually the fx is located below the x-axis instead of the x-axis. Now, if you created a rectangle to represent dA, if you create a rectangle to represent the dA, then actually the dA will be again width times height. Yeah, and we know the width is dx. I'm sorry, I will put it here. And how about the height? Now the height is the distance from here to here, yeah. And remember, when we are talking about the height, it's actually one dimensional. It's a scalar unit. It's not a vector unit. It's always positive, yeah, because the height is always positive in this case. And if you pick a value here as the y, then actually it will be negative, right? For example, it might be -5 or -3 or -10. Yeah. So as that's why if the sample point that you take for creating the sample rectangle is, if this point is below the x-axis, which has a negative y value, then you need to add negative fx as the width. Yeah. So never forget that. You always add the fx. Yeah. Now, what if the case is like this? What if the case is like, let's say like this, and we want to find the area from here to here. We want to find this area. Yeah. Okay. Then in this case, we need to separate it. So if this is A, this is B, and this is C, then you need to separate it into two area. Into two area. The first area, the first dA will be negative fx dx, and the second area will be fx dx. Yeah, then it means that the total area will be equal to integral of the first area plus the integral of the second area. But then the boundary is from A to B, and this is from B to C. So basically you need to do two steps for this. So really be careful to determine the dA formula, whether it's just fx dx or is it negative fx dx. If it's below the graph, if the graph is above the x-axis, then it is positive. If the graph is below the x-axis, then you should add the negative. Yeah, because the height of the rectangle is always a positive number. Okay, so that's one. That's the concept. That's the thing that you need to keep in your mind when you want to calculate the area of a certain region on your coordinate axis. Yeah. Now it's also really important. Now the next step is it's also really important for you to be able to sketch your graph correctly. Now I'm not allowing you to use Desmos or a graphing calculator. So especially in your quiz on your test. So you need to follow. You need to be able to sketch elementary functions, linear, quadratic, power, and exponential. You need to be able to sketch it correctly. Yeah. Now I will review a bit. For linear function, remember the graph will form a straight line. And to sketch a linear function correctly, you need two instruments. The first one is the slope, and the second one is the y-intercept. It's gonna be nice if you want to add it with x-intercept. Yeah. So remember the function is y equals mx plus b. This will determine your slope, and this will determine your y-intercept. Okay. And then the second one is quadratic function. Quadratic function will form a parabola. It may open upward, it may be open upward, it may be open downward, depends on the value of the A. Open upward is the A is positive, open downward is the A is negative. Yeah, I hope you still remember that. And then to sketch a good graph of parabola, you need the vertex, you need the y-intercept, and if possible, you need the x-intercept. And there might be two x-intercepts. Yeah, and if your function is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, remember the vertex is h comma k, then the h will be negative b over 2a. Yeah, negative b over 2a, and the x-intercept you can find with factoring or quadratic formula. Okay, and the y-intercept is actually the value of c. Okay, now and then the next is exponential. Exponential actually will form a curve, and actually there is no instrument that you need to know. Just it makes a curve. Yeah, it makes a curve. Then basically you need the y-intercept, of course. You need the y-intercept, and then you need the endpoint. So for example, if your integral is evaluated from 0 until b, for example, then or a until b, then you need to create a table of x and fx. Find the value of the fx when x equals to the lower bound and the upper bound. Yeah, to find to sketch the graph, which is a curve. Okay, and then power function is not really that different with exponential. You just need to determine the y-intercept and the endpoints from the beginning, both of the beginning and the endpoints. Okay, so that's review for sketching an elementary graph. Now let's get into the real problem. Now it's gonna be easy if it's just involving one function. Then it's just like your homework that I gave you on the previous meeting. Yeah, it's just one function, determine the area below the graph or above the graph, and then you find the area. Now what if there are two graphs? Now let's look example 1. I will read it from your book, page 234. You can interpret a definite integral graphically as the area of a region under the graph of a function that is between the graph and the x-axis. Yeah. Now, example 1 shows you how to find the area of a region between two graphs. Now, this is getting real. Example 1, find algebraically by fundamental theorem of calculus the area of a triangular region in quadrant 1 that is bounded by the graph of y equals 4x minus x squared and y equals 4x minus x squared and the y-axis. So in here we have three boundary. The first one is 4 minus x squared. The second one is 4x minus x squared. And the third one is the y-axis. And also it says in the quadrant 1. Yeah. So we have 4 boundaries actually, but it's definitely in the quadrant 1. So like I said, you cannot use grapher for this one. So both are quadratic functions for 1 and 2. So you need to determine the vertex. Yeah. So for this one, the vertex is negative b over 2a. The b is 0, so the vertex is 0. Now if the x is 0, the b is 4. And then y-intercept is also 4. And then in this case, 4 minus x squared equals 0. X will be equal to positive or negative 2, right? So the x-intercept is 2, 0. Or negative 2, 0. Yeah. For this one, the vertex is negative b over 2a, which is, I need to show the work. The h is equal to negative b over 2a, so it's 2. So the vertex is 2, if it's substituted by 2, then it's 8 minus 4, 4. Yeah. And then y-intercept is 0. And then x-intercept, x squared minus 4x equals 0. X equals 4 or x equals 0, yeah. Okay. And then y-axis and then the first quadrant. Now let's sketch it. Yeah, let's sketch it with the information that we have. It's on the first quadrant only, so we just need to draw the first quadrant. Let's draw the first quadratic, the first parabola. The vertex is 0, 4. So this is 0, 4. And then it's opening downward, right? Because the a is negative. And then the x-intercept is 2 and negative 2. We just need the 2, yeah? Let's say this is 2. Okay? So this will be your quadratic function, the first quadratic function. Okay? And then, well, let me draw it with a different color so it's easier to be seen later. Okay? So this is your first quadratic function. Yeah? And then the second one, the vertex is 2, negative 4, 2, 4. So this is your vertex. Yeah. And then the y-intercept is 0. So it's to the origin. And then 0, 4. So this is your second quadratic function. and it also, the A is also negative, so it opens downward also, yeah. Okay, now we have, this is y2 and this is y1. Okay, and then another boundaries is in the first quadrant and y-axis, so this is your y-axis. This is your y-axis. Yeah. Now to determine the area that we want to find, all of the boundaries must be met. Yeah. So it's not this one. It's not this one. Why? Because even though it's met with y2, and y1, but it's not met by the y-axis. It's the x-axis. Yeah, it's also not this one because, yeah, again, there is no y-axis. Yeah, so the right one for this problem is actually this one. This is the area that is asked. From here, yeah, it's kind of like this. If you want to see it clearer, then you can look at your book, page 235. Yeah. And then after you sketch, oh, by the way, to determine the region that we want to find the area, it must be a closed area, yeah? It cannot be like an open area like in this area or somewhere that is not closed, so it's not possible. Okay, it must be a closed area. So now, and then what's next? What's next is, again, to determine the sample rectangle. Yeah, determine the sample rectangle. And by the way, maybe before we determine the sample rectangle, we need this value of x, right? Because then the integral that we are going to evaluate is from 0 until this point, the intersection. So how do we find the intersection? We solve the equation. We solve 4 minus x squared equals 4x minus x squared, yeah? Cancel, cancel. So we have 4x equals 4 and x equals 1. So basically this is 1. So later your integral will be from 0 until 1, something dx. Okay. Now, the sample rectangle. The sample rectangle, of course, will be this one, yeah. Okay. And thank God, we don't need to separate the area like this one. We don't need to separate the area like this one. Because from 0 until 1, from x equals 0 until x equals 1, the height of your rectangle can always be determined by the value of y1 minus the value of y2, right? Yeah, right? The height will be always y1 minus y2 in this case. Yeah, so it's actually easier. And wherever you pick the sample point, whether you pick it here or you pick it here, it's always the same, right? The area will be y1 minus y2. So you just need to do you do it once, yeah? So then let's do it. The area is equal to the integral evaluated from 0 until 1 of y1 minus y2 dx as the width, always. Yeah, so it's equal to integral of y1 is 4 minus x squared and y2 is 4x minus x squared, dx. Push dx from 0 until 1. Okay, so it's equal to integral from 0 until 1, cancel, cancel, 4 minus 4x dx, which is 4x minus 2x squared, equal to from 0 until 1. So it's equal to 4 minus 2 minus 0 minus 0, so it's equal to 2. So that's how you do it. Yeah. Now, then the question is, yeah, so that's the first example before I go forward. Yeah. Now, the next case is also that you need to know that the rectangle that we make as a sample rectangle can be made horizontally or vertically. There are two ways. Now, if you look at your book, page 235, given an example, so straight line and a quadratic, not a quadratic, a parabola. Yeah, a parabola. And we want to find the area below the graph of this one. Yeah, we want to find the area below the graph. So again, like I said, we can make it horizontally or we can make it vertically, right? So this is the the vertical one. Let's say this is the vertical one. But then it can also be made horizontal like this. Yeah. So now how do we know to find the correct one? Yeah. How do we know to find the correct one? Then of course, well, if we want to make it vertically, then actually it's no problem from here to here, right? It's just the graph above minus the graph below for the height of your rectangle. Yeah. Now the problem is it's gonna be if it is here, if your rectangle is in this area. If your rectangle is in this area, then actually you are gonna have a problem. Why? Because the boundary, the upper boundary and the lower boundary is actually the same function. So if you subtract the same function, then of course it's gonna be 0, right? It is a problem. So actually for this type of problem, you cannot make your rectangle vertically. You need to make it horizontally. Yeah. So how do we calculate it? The principle is the same. The dA is equal to the width times the height. Yeah. If we are seeing the width as a horizontal distance and the height is a vertical distance, then actually instead of the x we have dy. Yeah, instead of the x we will have dy, right? And dy, then the width is going to be x1 minus x2. So if your rectangle is vertical, then it's above the y above minus the y below. If your rectangle is horizontally, then it is the x on the right minus the x on the left. It's always like that. Okay, so it's gonna be x1 minus x2 dy. Okay, so the area is actually the integral of x1 minus x2 dy. Now because the integral is evaluated with respect to y, do not input the value of x as the boundary. Yeah, you need to put the value of y as the boundary. In this case, if we see from your book, the boundary from the y value is from 1 until 4, negative 1 until 4, yeah? Negative 1 until 4. Yeah? So you need to do that. Okay? So if I want to give you example, so actually this is example 2. Yeah. Actually this is example 2. Good. I'll just use this. So after we get the formula, then we can just calculate it. X1 is actually the X1 is the parabola, ya. X1 is the equation for the parabola, so it's 3 plus 2y minus y squared. And the on the left is the equation for the line, the linear function. So actually x equals, it's written x plus y equals negative 1. So if we want to express x, then it is x actually equal to negative y minus 1, ya. And don't forget all of them is dy. Okay, so this is just as usual already, negative 1 until 4. Then you have negative y squared plus 3y plus 4. Yeah, so it's equal to negative 1 over 3y cubed plus 3 over 2y squared plus 4y evaluated from negative 1 until 4, which is berapa nih? Negative 64 over 3 plus 24 plus 16 subtracted by negative 1 is 1 over 3 plus 3 over 2 minus 4. Yeah, and if you see, you calculate it, the result will be 25 over 6, 125 over 6, which is around 20.83. Okay, so that's it, and I hope you understand. So the goal of today's lesson is basically to find the area in between graphs. Yeah, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be many boundaries that it can be. And I'll give you more practice. I hope you are able to master this application. Okay, thank you. That's all for today.